What is going on, folks? Once again, I am Mr. Soul of a Man, 50 to the 4 at your service. I am your spiritual consultant extraordinaire, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get straight right into this thing. So tonight we are talking about late bloomers, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are a late bloomer, if you are someone out there who thinks life has just naturally passed you by, I'm here to tell you that your time is now. It is naturally time for you to get out there and shine. It's time for you to get out there and show the world who you are. And it is time for you to naturally to start to trust this thing called the process a whole lot more. We feel like in this life that we have to do it while we are, we feel like we have to do it while we are, I don't know, like if you're past the age of 15 and you're not a millionaire by that time, you feel like life is over with. But just here to tell you, naturally, it is not, because you have a whole lot more gas in the tank. And welcome everyone as you come in. Please subscribe, please share. So the important thing is that you have to really believe in yourself. You have to believe, not just believe in yourself, but believe in your self-worth. If you've been getting a feeling that it's time for you, and it's time for you to be renewed, it's time for something new. It is really and truly time for you to get out there and do something new. It's time for you to get out there and naturally to live your purpose, because whatever it is that you're doing, if you're happy where you are and you're like, well, hey, this is going to be it for me for the rest of my life. Okay, cool. But for those people who have been through things in this life, like I have been through, hold on, let me tell you. Just like like naturally I have been through things in this life, and as we continue to go through things in this life, but we continue to grow within ourselves and within our circumstances. And I saw I guess a meme today, and it says sometimes you have to grab everything that you have, and you just have to make a run at it. So, naturally, whatever it is that you have right now is enough, and that's enough, and you're more than enough to handle it, to handle whatever it is that situation is, that you're going through. It's too much of a sense of people going with the status quo. Shake some things up in your life. Seriously, go out there and try something new, meet some new friends. It's time for that. It's time for that energy it's time for that energy to come in towards you, and it's not time for you to sit and just be, it's not time for you to just naturally like sit on your hands and not believe in that there's anything or something out there that's greater, for you, because you can, you have the power to call these things in. You do. You have the power to speak over your life. You don't need people sometimes to tell you, it's great to hear people tell you that you're great and you're smart and that you're amazing and blah blah blah. Everybody's great at something or good at something, and that's cool. But it's time for you to pull your cards, man. It's time for you to balance that stuff out, to naturally look at your life and to look at who you are, because your number, I'm just here to tell you that your number has been called. There are businesses that you need to go out and start. People are counting on you. People are naturally counting on you to go out there and naturally to set it off. They're waiting on you. You're naturally the person out there that's gonna go and start this brave and bold and new revolution. Seriously. And we live in a world where there are a lot of talkers, a lot of people. While you look at social media, you would feel like everybody's a multi-billionaire living on some kind of yacht, or riding in some kind of, I don't know, G4 jet, just flying around the world. And that's just not the case. Everybody out there struggles with something. Everybody out there wishes probably that they had something that the other person has. Their height, their kids, their marriage, their job, their career, whatever that is. But you have enough and naturally who you are to go out there and just to be brave and just to be bold. And I know that I naturally do. Even if I have to sit here and just talk to myself, I'm cool with that, for real. Even if I just have to sit here and talk to myself um and pump myself up to go out there. I know it is not easy. I know it is not easy. Sometimes the best of us, there's a lot of people out there with a lot of mental health issues. These things aren't being talked about enough, especially on social media. A lot of people out there have mental health issues, and they're not dealing with it. They're not dealing with themselves. They're finding other they're finding other ways that aren't helpful and beneficial to them, when they can be out here, putting their talents out there to use. Because again, people are waiting on you. We're talking about late bloomers, and I've seen it in my life time and time again. I've seen people, get the career, finish college, or be in a whatever relationship that they're in. Seemingly they're happy from the outside looking in. And if that's the case, that's great. Never be anybody's hater. I have too much to focus on in my own life to be worried about what's going on the other side of the fence, so to speak, or to worry about the grass is truly greener on their side, so. But it's never, people always say, it's never too late to start. That's the thing. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to rebrand yourself. Seriously. I've learned that lesson. I keep learning that lesson time and time and time and time again. Seriously. I always learn that lesson of it's never too late. It's never too late to refocus, to rebrand yourself in this digital world that we are now living in, where everybody seemingly has something to say, and everybody's like, hey, look at me, look at my life, pay attention to me. A lot of those people are lonely, and they just don't have the right people around them. And being on certain platforms with strangers looking at you is probably not it for you. You may want to go out and get some help. But we are talking about being a late bloomer. And if you are one of these people, I'm one of these people. I'm on this amazing spiritual journey. I continue to learn about all kind of gifts that I have, all kind of different interests that I have, even at this stage of life, even at this stage of the game, I am continuously learning about myself, about, where I'm going, about my place in all of this. I still have, I'm not just a facilitator, I'm also someone who is who's learning, although I help people in life and on their journey, and that's great. But within that, I also find that time and time again that I'm being helped myself, and that's the beautiful thing about it, when I can continuously learn, and I know that I'm not stuck in the mud, and I know that I have that soul family around me. I have God. I have his son. I have my angel guides, my ancestors. I'm overjoyed with that. Sometimes we have to be in remembrance of, sometimes we really have to, oh, and thank you for the heart. Sometimes we have to be in remembrance of who we are, what we've accomplished. But even though we can look and even though we can look and say like, wow, I've accomplished a lot, like that's great, but you still have a lot, there's still more to do out here, that there's still more trips, more knowledge to gain. There's more memories. Sometimes we only get one shot at this thing. Um, and it's just important for you to believe in yourself, believe, in your circumstances, not to be around people with that, oh, woe is me, sentimentality, because people with less resources have done greater things than those people who are sitting around in these endless cycles of trauma bonding. And that's all they're talking about is that, well, this is like this and that's like that. And they're talking about the same stuff over and over and over again. But within all of that, what is, how is that helping your life? What am I gaining out of this that's going to help me? Seriously, because I'm hearing the same conversations over and over and over again. But if you're like me and you're tired, you go out there, you blaze a trail within your own life. And I was looking at some stuff that I did, and I'm like, this is great, but I know that I have I have more to do, and that's just naturally what that is, and sometimes in those quiet moments we find that we can find we can find a bond within ourselves, and we can find time to have a greater understanding of who we are. The last time that really happened for a mass group of people was 2020, when people were at home and they had time to really sit down and think, and they really had time to really look at what life is and where they are and where they truly want to go. So sometimes you have to ask yourself, and sometimes people are just afraid to leave where they are because of, I don't know, maybe it's just a fear. Maybe they're just in that comfort zone, and they look, it's, I don't know, 10, 20 years later, and by that time it could be too late. I know I said that it's, you don't want to wait till you're, in your, I don't know, if you're blessed enough to live to your 80s and 90s and think back and say like, man, you know what, I really should have done this, I really should have done that. But the important thing the important thing in all of that is that you have, you have so much more to live for, within the now. And sometimes people say, they'll say, make it make sense. So you're the sense in this. Use those senses that you have to help you to calculate and to readjust. Like you're looking at the GPS and for some reason it's cloudy outside and it says recalculating, and it'll may bring you to another route, less traffic, faster route, whole lot safer from the accident that's on whatever interstate, you know. So you can do the same thing within yourself. You can readjust, you can recalculate, you can make a decision. You can make decisions now that are going to send ripple effects through your future and through time that are going to help you to move to greater destinations. And that's the important thing. Just here to let you know that, if you are a late bloomer and if you are someone who maybe you felt like you weren't as smart as the other people around you for whatever reason. And, I've learned this, that everybody's not great at everything. Seriously. At some point, it may seem like it, and you say, wow, this person can do everything. They can't. Nobody's that person. But, it's great that it's great that they're amazing at what they're amazing at, but just know that your time isn't up. Your time is just beginning, because these are These are new seasons that we are walking in. These are new seasons that we are living in. And things are looking different. Things are feeling different. Even for you, for the inside of you, things are, there's so much when you look up into the sky. So start looking up. Hold your head up high. Walk in your greatest, walk within your greatest potential, in the now, and think like it's already done. Imagine, focus your mind like it's already done. Like you've already filled out the paperwork to go to school. You've already got your grants. Imagine yourself walking across the stage for graduation. You secure the loan for your business to get that building or whatever it is. You're handing out the paychecks to your employees. You're sitting in front of that audience or that crowd, telling people about your amazing life. People like, man, it's so amazing to be you. You're like, yes it is. Like, seriously, you can put yourself, out there. And that's another thing. It's really and truly time for you to put yourself out there. Know your power, and know your power, know your strengths, because your destiny is calling. Hold on, let me put the air on because it's warm and thing. All right, and we're back. And that's the important thing, for you to know, how powerful you are, and knowing that, they say, hey, it's better late than never. I would rather have it, I would rather have it now and enjoy it for the rest of my life than look at it as a distant memory. For me, some people peak in high school. Maybe they were the king and the queen of whatever, and that was it for them. They went on and had a career, and now all they can think about is the good old days, But the days ahead of me are still great. They're still amazing, and it's the same thing. It's just naturally the same thing for you, and so within that you have so much, like overlay. People say you have so much more over the rainbow, that light. Look, so much more. There's this great transformation that's over your life. Right now, you have so much more hidden talent that is naturally. You have so much more hidden talent that's naturally within you, and it's time for you to stop fighting it. It's time for you to stop dimming your light for other people, to know that you're supposed to be like way up here, and those people are happy that you're there in those friendships on the job, those so-called co-workers, who may, always get the credit for your brilliant ideas, that you that you give them. But without you, there is no them. You're the person that goes there every day and makes it happen, because you can do all of their jobs and so, but maybe it's time for you to move on to greener pastures, because some company out there would love to have you to run that whole department, while you're somewhere right now naturally running the whole department, maybe naturally in your own way. And you say that, and that's just what it is. Maybe I am in my own way, and it's just time for my transcendence. It's time for me to go to my own greener pastures, so to speak. Naturally, nothing standing in your way except for you. Understand some of this stuff, but anyway. But again, it's for me. I've always, I've always been told that I've been different, and I've up to this point have been indifferent to myself, to not give myself the grace or the pat on the back, or have the confidence to go out there and really test the waters to see what it is that I can truly do, what kind of mark that I can that I can leave on this world, because the world and such such societies of darkness, the world needs more. The world needs more light. It really and truly, it really and truly needs more light. Just like you may like to travel or be around certain people. Things are about to flip. The people, new people are coming in, new opportunities, new situations, new sensations, and these people are going to want to be around you. But just have to keep those you have to keep those barriers up, and it's time for you to naturally now to live in your truth. But if you are still with me, I just want to thank you. I just really truly want to thank you. But if you're not, that's okay. Because like I said, hey, I don't mind, I don't mind sitting here and being in my own company and talking and saying what it is. But if it's never too late to make a right or a righteous decision about your life, because you're the one that's naturally living this life, and that's just what it is. Like, I can't naturally put it any more than that. But yeah, man. But the world of the late bloomer, man. Seeing everybody, it's interesting because you're able to sit back and you're able to see what's going on in a lot of people's lives, and you're just able to witness and visualize, and you're like, boy, when it is my time, it is going to be on, and it is going to be magnificent. I cannot. It is going to be amazing, seriously, because it's not the fact that you're mad or hating on anybody that's winning or achieving, but you're like, you always ask the question, like, man, when is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my turn? But you always have to ask that. Everything, there's always seasons for everything. There's always seasons for everything, and you want to be the finest dish out there possible. You want to. You don't want to be the most expensive dish on the menu. You want to be that you want to be that main course where you have to go to the back and talk to the owner of the restaurant and the head chef to get it. Because what's going on, ma'am? How are you? You wanna have that classification. You wanna be so amazing, at what is coming next. Everybody, like I said, everybody's good at something out here. That's cool. Everybody probably went to school for this or they went to school for that, but talking to those late bloomers where you're rediscovering yourself, you're rediscovering you're rediscovering your past, and you're rediscovering you're developing into something new, and within that you're feeling renewed. That fire within you is burning again. You feel this you feel this I don't know, it's like this flow of volcanic like lava in the inside of you that is burning. That phoenix that is inside of you is rising again and again and again. You're flying, you're about to fly so high that it would take people lifetimes and generations to catch up to you because of what you're doing now. You're the person in the family, generations out, they're going to look at you and say, like, man, I'm glad this person was that trailblazer. They were just different, man. It's, I'm going to get my, they say, give people what is it? Give people their flowers while they're here, appreciate them and all that. I'm going to get mine, leave that. And I'm sure you're going to get yours too. But there's going to come a time after we're gone that people are going to look at us and they're going to say that, man, that person, they were so special, but they weren't like, if they were living in the times now, like in the future, they would have instantly gotten that gratification. They would have instantly been, they would have instantly been shown love. It wouldn't have, it wouldn't have taken them as long to get to the point where they needed to be, where they just, took off like a rocket ship. But that's okay. And that's okay too. If our names are remembered generations down the line, that means that I did what I was supposed to do while I was down here. And you as well. Let me see if I can fix this thing. Oh, there we go. And you as well. You did what you were supposed to do while, naturally while you were down here. And that is amazing. And that's not just a blessing. Those are blessings within itself. There you go. And that's what I'm claiming that as well. I'm claiming being a trailblazer. As they say, hey, here's the new beginnings, with all of that energy, all of that new look, all of that amazing new car smell, man, that's around you. And you had the patience and the wherewithal to do it. You did. And that just says something. It says something about you, that you went through all that you went through. You went through this spiritual awakening over and over again, but you still stayed on the righteous path. You didn't, you were strong enough not to, you were strong enough not to lose your mind. Seriously. You saw the new beginnings. You saw the writing on the wall. You were speaking your truth. You knew that you were enough. You knew that you were enough. You knew that the balance was from within. This is something sweet is saying that. I literally just said that. Sometimes you have to walk the road, and you did what you were supposed to do. Right. Like it says in the Bible, you go, you pass on, you meet God, and says, servant, well done. It says, welcome to heaven, and whatever happens after that. So, to me that's a beautiful thing. But I am going to get my heaven on earth. Because I say this time again, we were not put down here to struggle. We're not put down here to struggle in the mind. I'm canceling all of that stuff, man. All of those, whatever, I know sometimes I still slip up and my angel guys are like, but still I am moving forward one day at a time, one step, all of that. I am just moving forward because there is there are greater things, there are greater things ahead as we move forward. Too many people have sacrificed. They've continued to pass the baton, and now it's in your hand, and you don't want to screw up and drop it. And they're like, they're like, son of a, and they have to, your spiritual guides, you have to start all over again. They got to wait till, somebody else grows up, and that's time consuming, man, but if you aren't willing to go out there and put the work in and whatever. And I'm not saying, forget that fake it till you make it stuff, because you can fake it all you want, but eventually you're gonna have to show up. And if you still faking it, people gonna see. There's a lot of people, what people I feel like what people want more than anything is that they want that authenticity. They just want you to, people out here are just ready for something new, man. Just in a lot of things, because so much out here looks like crap. It really does. Like it. People were tired of driving to work. They wanted something different. Teachers are tired of being in these classrooms with some of these kids, and I totally understand it. Society again is, I feel like there's going to be another shift coming, because people out here are, these things need to happen. That's just, nature needs to take its course, and things need to continue to flip, because people out here just aren't getting it, and that's just what that is. That is just what that is. But for the late bloomers, it is now our time. It is your time. It's your time to go out there and shine. You're the diamond in the rough. You've been like that. You're that. You're the. You were on the undercard for so long. Now it's time for you. Now it's time for you to go and steal the show. Like, seriously, it's time for us to go. It's time for us to go out there and steal the show. I don't care how many. I don't care how many social media. It goes beyond social media and all that stuff. And I don't care how many. You're about to really go to that front of the line. You really are. And some. What you have is going to be enough. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that again and again and again. What you have is what you have now is going to be, it's going to be enough. Because people out here just need help. They do. And these people out here, and these people out here that are out here now, they're not doing it. It's just not working. So they're going to be dragged to the back of the line, and you're going to be, forced to the front of the line. It's just too much, just really too much at stake here, and you can do it with everything that you have, because you're not just enough, you're more than enough. You're more than enough in not just this season, but these upcoming seasons. These things are just going to continue. You're leaving that disproportional whatever, and you're going to the great. You're going to you're moving forward to your fantasy island. If y'all remember that show, little guy who's like, the plane, boss, the plane. So your plane is flying into that island, man, and you're going to be so amazing at what it is that you are going to be doing out here. But I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone, for real. For real. Those people who are just focused on gossip and nonsense, man, they're gonna really be caught off guard. They're gonna be like, man, where was I at? What was I doing? We were out here telling y'all weren't paying attention to us. Y'all were, worried about what the latest celebrity news was, and blah blah blah. Welcome, Miss. She is sick now. So yes, but I'm telling you, Raider, this man is about to go down. when I tell you it's about to go down, when I say that is that spotlight, you have this divine spotlight shining on you, right now. And maybe you don't have, not, you know what? It's not even that's not even important. You got everything that you need. You are, again, you are not just enough. You are more than enough. You are centered to go out and do these amazing things time and time again. If somebody was talking about this earlier, you're only limited at this point by your imagination. For those who, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever it is that you believe in. But at this point, it is who believes in you, because um, so above, so below, and so you're about to be heightened, catapulted to so many new levels. And when I say new levels, all this stuff is so freaking layered. You have no idea the shifts that are stuff is going to start to happen for you out of nowhere without you even, it may be even a thought in your mind, or whatever. You might be sitting, it might be an afterthought. You might sit there and think, wow, you know what, it really would be cool to blah 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 blah. And within a twinkling of an eye, they say he comes like a thief in the night. What was old is taken away. So you're now, you're now renewed. You're so renewed, like within your life. I see the deals, man. I see the deals. I see, you know, our ancestors, and I just feel like they don't get their just due. For me, I'm always I'm gonna always, try to say things in my own way. I always try to say, to them, thank you for the rose, man. To them, I always try to say thank you. So I'm always honored, and I'm like, something, because we're in this point now. Everything everything around. It feels like, if you weren't like if you weren't like really center tapped in spiritually, you would feel like the world is literally coming to an end. But it is always said, no man knoweth the time nor the hour. You know, uh, Jesus said that only the Father knows that. And that's just what that is. But a lot of stuff is starting, a lot of this stuff is starting to wrap up. A lot of this stuff is starting to wrap up. You see a lot of these, so-called, uh, celebrity folks, like, checking out here early, like, seriously, maybe in their 20s and their 30s, and they're, I mean, I don't wish anything bad on anybody, but let's see. Miss Wheat says, yes, release your old life to gain a new. And sometimes I know that is not the easiest thing to do, to give up that old life and give up those old habits. Somebody said one thing about old habits: either you kick them or they'll kick you. So within that, hey, do what you have to do with that. But I look forward to the greatness that is coming, and I stand in reverence, and I stand in honor, and I say thank you. And I know that a lot of this, people will say like, "Oh, wow, you're so great. You're just, and I gotta give all glory to the Most High, and I gotta give my ancestors their just due as well. Yeah, I'll put something into it, but all of that stuff came from them, and it came to me. It's easy to say, like, it's all in what you believe, even if you just believe in yourself. That's what that is. But within that, I would say, just live the best life you can. Seriously. Mm. But it's just, it's stuff is going to, it's just stuff is going to start to, stuff is really going to start to release, and stuff is really going to start to release and in the now and stuff. There's so much that is going to be released in your life. There are places that you are going to be going, and uh, there are people. It's almost like So I'm an author. I already see, like, anybody could write a book, right? Anybody could maybe paint a whatever that is. But if you do it the first time, and if it doesn't, like they say there is no like overnight success. It takes time, and you're about to be rewarded for the greatest of patience that you have had with the process and with yourself. And uh that firm, just the first check is gonna to change your life, seriously. Like Jim, the first check is, when I say the first check. Remember, I'm gonna say this again. the first check is going to change your life. It is literally like not the overnight success, but like literally overnight. Like it's almost like you're gonna win some kind. It's almost like you're gonna feel like you won a lottery. You're gonna sit there and look at it, man, I've never seen so many zeros in my life, and you're gonna really have to, you're gonna sit there for a moment. You're gonna like, man, is this real? Yes. I hear people talking about money and all of that stuff, but listen, you know, um, it's not that money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil, and you cannot serve two masters. We master. You master money. By when you get it and investing with and all of that stuff. But it's just on this side we need it. That's just what it is. It's a certain kind of fuel. But you have you got a calling, man. You just have a calling over your life, and that is just naturally what that is. So I was trying to see who is still in. Anybody? Oh, exactly. Yeah. So you just naturally just have you just naturally have there are things that you need to go out there and do, man. So like there are ideas literally in your mind that you probably been sitting on for like months or years. So it's time for you to go out there and and nobody, especially I'm from and Zach we're from a small little town where nobody really has gone and done anything like I don't know, won a Grammy or made it to the NBA, or I mean we've had people to go to college and but a lot of people do that. That's cool, but people get a house and have some kids, but that's what the system tells you to do, anyway. So, but I was talking to somebody about that earlier, but I'm talking about the formulation of new plans, man. I'm talking about like grown people stuff. I'm really talking about like grown people stuff. I'm talking about like you hanging out with millionaires. Talking about you climbing that ladder. I'm not talking about the corporate ladder. I'm talking about something way different than that. Really and truly. I don't know what in the world that is, but we gonna decline that. But yeah, so just it's just man, it is, like that dude said in the Matrix, man, when he met Neo for the first time and they were on they were on the ship, and he's like, man, it's so he told him, it's like, man, it's so good to meet you, and he's like, man, these are exciting times. People are going to be so excited to meet you, man. These are exciting times. So, alrighty, folks, I'm going to leave you with that. As I go and relax and browse social media and see what's going on and all of that stuff, but don't think that all of the opportunities of life have passed you by. They haven't. They really, really, really haven't. Especially if you got a go-getter kind of a mindset, and this is about, this is about you. Be relative, be relevant now in these moments, because you're going to need to show up, and people are going to want you to show up. That's the thing. You are going where you are wanted and where you are needed. Some people out here are afraid to walk away from situations. Shit, but like Pam was saying on Martin, peace. I out this thing. but Miss Sweet, I'm about to hit you up on Facebook. Just give me like a second. But alrighty, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this thing down. I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna start going live more and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna hold myself to that. But you guys have a great night. Tuesday, move on to tomorrow's hump day and all of that. Yeah, man, you got some brilliant ideas, Mr. Jones. You got some brilliant ideas, man. My ideas probably been sitting there since, you got to dust them off for the cow, probably been sitting there since you were a teenager, but got to dust those ideas off, and get your kids involved too. But all righty, y'all. As always, I'm out to peace.